Assalamu alaikum viewers. Thank you very much for the subscription of this channel, and I would request from those people who have not subscribed it yet, please push the subscription button and subscribe this channel to get the updation related to the psychology and the various fields of study. Today the topic under discussion, that is the frustration and we must have heard this term, and this is a very common term. We might have heard it. I am feeling frustrated, she is feeling frustrated, they are feeling frustrated. But actually what frustration is, we need to understand it from the technical point of view. What is the definition, what is the nature of the frustration? So if the nature of the frustration is, if someone is making an effort to get the particular goal and he or she is making an effort for this, but even after making the extra effort, they are not able to get that particular goal, that leads towards the frustration. For example, if someone want to go to for the dinner to some restaurant, but that restaurant booking is closed, that it leads towards the frustration. And if there is the natural calamity and people are facing the big loss in their business because of the natural calamity, either that is the coronavirus, or that is the flooding, or that is wind or cyclones. So if people are facing some trouble to do some action, and there are some hurdles and the blockagings, and there are some barriers which are created either by the nature, or by some societal elements, or by some other factors, that leads towards the frustration. But frustration can occur if there are some thwartings and the blockaging, and person has made effort and effort and effort, but even after making that effort, individual is not able to get anything. Ultimately there is nothing in the hand of the person, it leads towards the frustration. Basically the key point of the frustration, that is thwartings. And there are thwartings are basically known as the blockaging, barriers and hurdles. And these thwartings can be the personal thwartings. We need to elaborate what are the personal thwartings. If there is some polio person, and he or she want to become the good athlete, these are the personal thwartings. He cannot become the good athlete because of the polio virus. And if there is a mute person who want to become the vocalist, that is the personal thwarting. So personal thwartings can create the hurdle in the way of the progress of that particular individual. The second type of the thwartings are known as the social thwartings, and those social thwartings are could be by the society. It is created by the people who surrounds us. For example, if there is a girl who belongs to the moderate family, and she want to get admission in some foreign university, and parents and the rest of the family members are saying that no, you cannot go to, abroad for the higher studies. And even in the rural area, if there is some girl and who want to get education, but society is not allowing that girl to go to the school and the colleges, and they say no, you cannot do this thing because of the societal norms and the customs and the traditions. These are the societal factors, because these hurdles are being created by the society within the life of the individual. That is known as the social thwartings, because these barriers and these hurdles are created by the society. The third type of the thwartings are known as the economic thwartings. An individual and one person who is facing some sort of the economic barriers, he want to do something, he want to attain some goal, and he is making an effort for it, but there are some limitation on the basis of the finance. For example, if there is the earnest desire of some person that he want to do the world tour, but he cannot afford it because of the economic thwartings. And if there is a person who want to start business, but he cannot do it because of the economic barriers and the economic blockagings, these are also known as the social and economic thwartings. These hurdles can lead the individual towards frustration, because whenever some person is making an effort, and he while he is making an effort, he want to get some goal. And if some student is working hard and he is getting the degree at the end, that is the achievement of the goal. It is totally different from that situation. The person is not getting the goal and he will not be frustrated. But if someone has made an extra effort, and he has made an extra struggle for the achievement of the goal, and in the end he or she is not getting that particular thing, then he would be frustrated. We can give the various examples. For example, we can say that one of the student, she is very much ambitious and she want to become doctor, and she got highest marks in the class, and now she wants to get the admission in the medical college. She made an effort for it. She appeared in the entry test, and what was the reason behind it? Why she was making an effort? She made an effort to get the goal. But whenever the list of the admission holder student is displayed, her name is not there because the last merit was 20, whereas she got 19.5 marks. So she couldn't get the admission because there were some barriers. The barrier was the merit list, and she has made an effort. The more nearer you are towards the goal, the more frustration it would be. And if the person has made less effort and there was a great distance between the goal and the individual's effort, then there would be less sort of frustration in this situation. But the more nearer you are towards the goal, the more frustrated that particular individual would be. Then we can also take another example of the businessman who has invested the money. He want to make the good competition with the rest of the businessman, and but there ultimately there is the loss in the business, and he has made so much effort to get the success of his business, but he couldn't do it. This could also lead towards the frustration. And whenever some individual is facing the frustration, it leads towards hostility as well. And people can show their aggression and hostility towards whosoever comes in their life. They can show their aggression and hostility either to a single individual, or if they are aggressive on the societal level, they would make the subject to everyone. There are various methods of the aggression in this form when someone is feeling aggression. One would be the direct aggression. If you are angry with the specific person and you are not happy with the specific person, for example, you are not happy with the director of admissions who has not given you admission, you would be you would be having so much aggression towards that director. That is known as the direct aggression. And second is that not you are not satisfied with the boss, and you cannot say anything to your boss. And why you cannot? Because boss is always boss. You cannot make any argument with the boss. Instead of saying directly anything to the boss, you will be making the subject to that specific person who is under you. And if some cleric is being scolded by the boss, he will be making the hostility towards the wife, and there would be the domestic violence in this situation. And if this aggression and the frustration is spreading within the society, this can lead towards nation's jeopardy and the destruction. We can have a look at the USA, because people are so much frustrated over there on one incident, and they will causing loss of various things like loss of the buildings, loss of the infrastructure, hostility, setting the things on the fire, and such sort of the behavior is because of frustrated behavior. Then we can also say that there are various causes. What are the causes of the frustration? One is individual has made an effort for it, but he is unable to get the goal. This is the one reason, because he is thinking, why I am not able to achieve the goal, and it leads towards the helplessness and hopelessness. Second is the conflict. And conflict is a situation the person is unable to make the decision between the two goals, what to opt, what not to opt. And this conflicting situation is having two various subtypes: approach conflict, in which there are two valences, and the value of the goal are present in front of the individual, and he is unable to make the decision either to pick goal 1 are to pick goal 2, because both of the goals are having positive valences. And valences are basically the value of the goal, what value you are giving to that particular goal. So the approach conflict can be explained. For example, there is one person and he got an opportunity to make the foreign tour, and he could go either with the family for on the foreign tour or with the friends. These are the positive valences, and he is unable to make the decision with whom to go with. A person is unable to decide it, either he should go with the family or he should go with the friends. And this also leads towards the frustration. The second form of the conflict is that is avoidance conflict. And avoidance conflict is the negative conflict, and there are two negative goals, but individual will have to pick one goal from those negative goals. And this is just like caught up between the devil and the deep sea. But he will have to pick one of those negative goals, and whenever individual is unable to make the decision which negative goal to opt and which negative goal to leave, then it leads towards the frustration as well. There are various other reasons but which can cause towards the frustration, and frustration is there within the children. If they are unable to get some toy, they will be frustrated, they will be aggressive. And frustration is much more common within the adolescents, because they cannot control their emotions, they cannot control their behavior, and they feel more frustrated as compared to the children and as compared to the elderly people. And middle-aged people have a very good level of control. That's why they can control their frustration. And if we speak about the elderly people or the old people, they have very less level of the frustration, because their level of self-control is more good as compared to the rest of the people. So Daschle has also given one model. On level A, there is an individual, and then there is an effort. Those efforts are being done on the massive level by that individual. And if he is making an effort, why he is making an effort? He is making an effort to get the particular goal. But even after making the effort, he is unable to get the goal, then the individual will be facing more frustrated. So frustration is the broader thing which can be eliminated through the various ways. We can use different strategies, we can use various ways for the frustration. And there are various categories of the frustration. What level of the frustration you are experiencing, how students are feeling frustration, how younger children are feeling frustration, how a domesticated woman is feeling frustration, how a businessman is feeling frustration. Their level of the frustration would be different, because the more intense they have made an effort, the more higher level of the frustration they would be. So this is the basic and introduction of the frustration. What is the nature of the frustration, what are the causes of the frustration, and what are the symptoms of the frustrations. So whenever someone is feeling frustration, so he would be very much aggressive, he would be very much violent, he would be outspoken, he would be not he would be showing intolerant behavior. And there would be accelerated heart rate, there would be palpitation. And along with the physical symptoms, there would be some mental symptoms, and individual is feeling and facing stress, he would be facing anxiety due to that frustration. And whenever he is facing anxiety and stress, and he is in the state of distress, he, after the specific period of time, whenever he gets some alternative goal, he will be less frustrated because of the achievement of another goal. And that frustration can end up only in this situation when individual has got some goal. We cannot we cannot leave and skip the all those workers and the laborers who want to earn money, they want to go out, but even after making an effort, if they don't get any labor in on that specific day, they will also be frustrated. So frustration is there within the higher class, within the middle class, within the social class, and it never spare any gender even. Women can also feel frustration. Male members are more frustrated because frustration is leading towards the aggression and the hostility. So frustration is one of the most common thing of every society. It it is there in every culture, it is there in every society, and we can eliminate it through various techniques. How we can eliminate it? Like, we need to opt the Benjamin's method and the Franklin's method. Then we need to make a priority list, which is our top priority, and we need to write our priorities. And if our priority in our list, if A is most important, we need to keep it on the top of it. And there is always a solution for the if we have not got anything, we need to be contented on that particular thing, because maybe there is the betterment if we have not got or achieved that particular goal. The second is, we can get the alternative goals. We need to have the alternative goals, and we need to make an effort for the alternatives. And we need to have a very good self control, and we need to have the anger management. We need to control our anger and aggression, and we can strive for the better position, and we should leave that position which is not for us. Rather, we need to work for an other purpose and other goal and other aim, and we need to make effort for that. So I think this is enough for frustration today. I will be doing another session of the frustration in more detail. Till then, Allah Hafiz.